Hi there. In the spirit of my upcoming guest, to kind of prepare us for the conversation we're going to have with Ama Karikari, she focuses on dealing and overcoming the silent treatment. I want to share a bit of my story. This story came from a piece of my memoir, and I want to share it with you all just kind of to set the tone for what's coming up. And maybe we'll dissect this a little bit during our talk next week. This was a moment, and every moment has a shift, a lesson, and a truth. And here's one of mine. I was sitting in the hammock my husband had bought me. It was the hammock he gave me after one of our kerfuffles. And I stayed out there reading and trying to find a little peace in a life that required constant adjusting. When I came back in, I said something to him, something light, but he had that look, the look that meant a storm was brewing. And I wouldn't know until it hit. He didn't respond, just silence, just punish. So I went upstairs. A few minutes later, my phone buzzed. It was a Zillow notification. My house, our house, was suddenly back on the market. A decision we had already made together not to do. A decision he made alone behind my back because he was upset that I didn't make dinner. Now here's the shift. In that moment, something in me broke. Not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly. The way a hairline crack becomes the beginning of a collapse. Because it wasn't just the house, it was the pattern. The attacks, gifts, silence, the punishment, the intimacy requests, the denial, the pretense. I was living in a cycle that looked like love from the outside, but felt like survival on the inside. And the lesson I got from this was when someone can disrupt your peace, your home, your stability, and then expect intimacy, that's not love, that's control, that's entitlement, that's emotional manipulation dressed up in reconciliation. And when you start adjusting to that behavior, normalizing it, sweeping it under the rug, you lose pieces of yourself without even noticing. The truth is, I wanted peace so bad that I accepted pretense. I wanted stability so deeply that I tolerated instability. I wanted love so earnestly that I ignored the ways I was being harmed. But a little bit of pretense is always temporary. It will always crack. It will always reveal itself. And that night, with the hammock outside, and the house listed behind my back, I learned that peace built on silence is not peace at all. It's a warning. Now that's just a little excerpt condensed into a tale from my memoir. I wanted to share that because it's something that I think Ama and I can unpack. One of the things is we talk about emotional abuse. Abuse isn't always physical. There are so many forms of abuse, emotional, financial. It comes in so many different forms. And part of it could be the silent treatment, manipulation, and things like that. And that's some things that we want to unpack and some things that we want to uncover as we help us to create the lives we want and to be in healthy relationships with healthy boundaries and relationships where we can show up daily and participate and be loved and respected. So join me next week as I talk to Ama and we unpack this a little bit more. I just share with you a little bit of what I'm unpacking as I write my memoir, as I have to go back through my previous life and recall different things that occurred to get me to where I am now, because that's what this memoir is about. It's all about getting to the good part, meaning there's some things that we go through along the way, things that shape us and things that hurt us and things that break us even, but there is hope. You can get to the other side. You can be healed, you can be delivered, you can be happy. Join me next week as I talk to Ama and we unpack more about the silent treatment, ways to be healthy and go after the life we want. Oh, and if you have any questions, if you're experiencing anything like this, feel free to send it to me. We have time before I meet with Ama. So thank you, and I'll see you next week when I have my chat with Ama.